I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000 plus creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you.
So now I'm taking you behind the scenes to 100 creators, 100 lessons, and here's what you need to know. As a multi passionate creator and CEO, I'm always exploring new ways to align passion, purpose, people, priorities, and profits. Not just for myself, but to help other creators rise too. So I asked thousands of creators and turned to thousands of them on featured.com. From digital nomads and influencers to course creators, coaches, and entrepreneurs, and asked, what is one tip you'd give your past self when you were just starting out as a creator? And as a creator CEO, what is your number one weekly priority or top three and why? From aspiring creators to full time CEOs, they didn't hold back. These brand builders, educators, and thought leaders shared their real, raw, and ridiculously helpful lessons, covering everything from mindset shifts and monetization to wellness and wealth to systems and scaling. Many reflected on how their focus has evolved from chasing content trends to creating impact, influence, and income as creators. The insights were and are fire. From aligning their wellness and wealth to simplifying workflow to leveraging AI, building brands, and creating a life on their terms. These creators are living proof that creating a life and business you love is possible. Whether you're just getting started as a creator or scaling to 6 and 7 plus figures and beyond, this roundup is packed with 100 plus tips to help you create it like a boss. Let's dive into what creators around the world have to say. Mindset and energy. Your content is the engine, but your energy is the fuel, says Georgie Petrov, the CMO for AIG Marketer. Burnout doesn't mean you're weak. It means your system needs better boundaries. I now plan rest like I plan content. You don't need to hustle 24/7 to grow. You need to sustain your spark. That's how you build a creator business that actually lasts. Don't wait for perfect, post messy. Natalia Lav- Natalia Lavranenko, a UGC manager for Rathly, says, I obsessed over lighting, sound, and scripts until a casual film filmed in my kitchen, complete with a squeaky toy in the background, performed better than anything polished. I stopped chasing perfection. People don't connect with flawless, they connect with real. So film the video, share the draft, talk like you talk to a friend, and keep showing up even when it feels awkward. That's how you grow as a creator and a person. Start with consistency, not reach. Timothy Burgin, the founder and executive director for Yoga Basics. When I launched my first yoga articles, there were no metrics or marketing strategies, just a deep desire to share something helpful. Slow growth is stable growth. I taught daily, I wrote late, and studied constantly. Momentum came from practice, not promotion. One breathing technique I shared for anxiety became widely, possibly and wildly shared, not because it was packaged well, but because it worked. When your work solves real problems, it spreads on its own. Wellness has to be integrated into the process. I've burned out more than once. Now I schedule rest, unplug regularly, and prioritize stillness. Creation needs space. The nervous system doesn't thrive under constant output. Rest sharpens intuition. It strengthens your ability to create from a grounded place. Act from day one like you're already where you want to be. Colleen Sims, a travel blogger. Send the email, start the systems, build the habits before the results. Your future self will thank you. If you're starting out as a travel blogger or content creator, treat your platforms, especially social media and email, as if you already have 10,000 followers. Set up your email list early and send those first emails, even if it's just to friends and family. You'll sharpen your writing, your voice, build your confidence, and be ready when your audience grows. Put the systems in place now at the start that you think you'll need in year 2 or 3, things like content calendars, email sequences, and regular audits. It's so much easier to build good, best habits from the start than to have to undo a tangle of poor practices later. Start as you mean to go on. You'll thank yourself later. And I wish someone had told me this when I started, because I'm still unraveling things. Your time isn't the real bottleneck. Your mental fuel is. Patrick Beltran, the marketing director for Ardo's Digital. I stopped multitasking and started mono-focusing. One day for content, another for ops. That shift doubled my output without burning me out. Your energy is the resource that scales you. Protect it like your business depends on it, because it does. If I could go back and tell my creator self one thing, I'd say this: learn to scale your energy, not just your content. Everyone talks about batching, automating, or outsourcing. But if your head's fried from context switching all day, you're going to burn through your bandwidth before you even see results. I started blocking off full days for content creation and separate days for strategy, ops, and admin. No multitasking, no open Slack tabs, just mono focus. That shift doubled my output without stretching my hours seriously. I went from 4 posts a week to 10, no extra caffeine required. So here's the deal. Your time isn't the real bottleneck, but your mental fuel is. If you treat every hour like it's equal, you'll run in circles and wonder why you're exhausted. But if you treat your best energy like your prime real estate, you'll get twice the work done and still have bandwidth for your audience. That mental shift saved me from burnout and helped me grow smarter, not faster. Burnout isn't worth any number of followers or likes. Yarded Morgan, the director of growth with Lucia. Now I take 1 full day off per week, non-negotiable. That space makes me more creative and intentional. Protecting your peace is part of your productivity. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Dr. Edward Espinoza, owner with Optimum MD. 80-hour weeks nearly took me out early in my career. Now I schedule fitness, meditation, and family time just like meetings. Those moments make me sharper as a creator and leader. Your well-being is your edge. My top wellness tip is to create your creator business like a marathon, not a sprint. Block out 30 minutes daily for physical activity and stick to it like you would any other important meeting. Guard your energy like it's cash. Chris Brewer, the managing director for bestretreats.co. I chased shiny distractions and it tanked my ROI. I cut the noise, focused on 1 blog a week, tested $100 ads, and revenue climbed to over $5K a year part-time. You don't need more hours, but you need more focus. Pick your lane, protect your juice, and watch it grow. Before I kicked off bestretreats.co, I chased every idea. $500 on Google ads that flopped, 20 hours on a fancy logo that didn't sell, burnout in 6 months, and revenue stuck at $200 monthly. Then I cut the noise, focused on vetting retreats, 1 blog a week, $100 in ads only on winners. And by 2024, traffic hit 1,000 monthly, revenue climbed to $5K yearly, by 80% from saying no to fluff. Wellness isn't just meditation and yoga. It's keeping your head clear to create wealth. So now, before we dive into purpose and passion, let's talk about Creator School and how Creator School is the only creator school that you will ever need, with 12 steps to create a life and business you love, with health, wealth, and business in one, with tips, tools, and tech, 12 courses, 12 ebooks, 12 creator templates and AI agents, and a transformation toolkit for the year. And right now it is $1,111 for the year, and there's payment plans with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, depending on your eligibility. So that's about $100 a month for all of that for the creator school that is the only creator school that you will ever need. So let's get back into your core, not from the algorithm. Patty Mooney, producer with San Diego Video Production. If you're only in it for the money, your work will feel hollow, and so will you. But if you do something you love with heart and consistency, the money will come. When I started out in video production in the early 80s, there were no likes, followers, or analytics to guide you, just your instincts and your story. It takes faith in your craft, your vision, and in yourself. That's the real wealth, creating something meaningful that lasts. Don't build for an algorithm, build for a future version of yourself you'll be proud of. Tom Sargent, the founder and CEO with Marketing with Tom. I used to chase views and trends until I asked, will I be proud of this later? When I started creating from curiosity and meaning, everything changed. Create with intention, like connection, not clicks. Create your content. The greatest gift we give isn't execution, it's vision. Cole Mays, the founder with Numa Creative. At first, I just followed instructions, but people don't hire creators because they've got it all figured out. They come to us to see what they can't see yet. When I trusted my imagination instead of fear, I found my purpose. You're not just building deliverables, you're building possibilities. I spent my early days as a designer chasing approval instead of impact. I'd ask, what do you want instead of what do you need? There's a world of difference between these questions. Then I stumbled across a quote from Brian Collins: a good designer helps a company get where they want to go. A great designer pushes them to where they should go. It hit me like a wave. To be great, we have to offer something our clients don't even know exists. People don't hire us because they've got it all figured out. They reach out because they're stuck, because something feels off, but they can't put their finger on it. They don't need someone to follow their every instruction. They need someone who sees possibilities they haven't imagined yet. The day I finally trusted my imagination instead of my fear was the day everything changed. When I started gently challenging assumptions and offering unexpected solutions, clients didn't run away, they leaned in closer. They trusted me more, not less. The greatest gift we give isn't execution, it's vision, not just seeing what is, but what could be. When you honor that gift, you'll find yourself doing work that matters for people who value it in ways that light you up from the inside. Build a life you don't need a vacation from and let your content grow from there. Ishita Borkar, the owner of Travelicious Couple. We thought we had to chase viral destinations. Turns out our most powerful stories came from slow, intentional travel. Create from alignment, live from joy, let your lifestyle be your content. Being an expert doesn't mean you stop being a student. Ishita's husband, Travelicious Couple. I thought I could figure it all alone, especially things like SEO, but when I finally learned from other creators, everything changed. Stay humble, keep learning. That's where the breakthroughs happen. Appreciate the process, not just the outcome. Spencer Romenko, Chief Growth Strategist, Growth Spurt. To be a maker, I'd say one thing: appreciate the process as well as the thing you create. Celebrate the small wins and the big ones. It's essential to enjoy the journey, even when it's hard or uncertain. Early in business, I focused only on results, closing the sale, landing the client. When things didn't work out fast, I let it drain my energy and blur the lessons. But now I realize every conversation, every step towards clarity, every small improvement, it all adds up. The process is the win. A year ago, I was still chasing the hustle. Today, I chase purpose. Gina Stockdahl, nonprofit marketing CEO. Marilyn Jean Designs, LLC. My weekly top three priorities are: number one, protecting my creative time like it's sacred, because strategy without soul is noise. I carve out time to create, design, write, or dream, even if the world's on fire. Number two, pouring into people, not just projects. Whether it's my team, clients, or my community of faith-based leaders, I show up with intention. People matter more than perfection. Number three, making mission-driven moves, not fear-based ones. I've learned to trust God with the outcome and lean boldly. Every week I ask, does this align with the mission of Marilyn Jean Designs to equip to empower, equip, and glorify God. If not, it's a no. If you're an aspiring creator, don't just build a brand, build a legacy that speaks when you're not in the room. A week well spent is not measured by how much you do, it's measured by how much trust you earn and keep. Sahil Gandhi, the co founder and CMO with Ida Homes. As a CEO, my weekly priority is to stay useful to people who already trust me. When I started, everything felt urgent. Publish more, launch faster, move louder. I mistook speed for progress. Now I know better. My top 3 priorities are simple. Number 1, solve a real problem. I take one core idea and make sure it helps someone. If it's just there to sound smart or go viral, it's useless. Number 2, protect my calendar. Every unnecessary meeting or brainstorm is a leak in the system. I guard my time for meaningful progress. Number 3, double down on trust. I focus on one relationship that already matters instead of chasing new ones. Growth happens where trust already lives. The biggest difference from when I started, I stopped trying to be everywhere. I focused on being essential where it actually counts. If it's not aligned with impact, income, or inspiration, it's a no. John Kozeski, president with John Thomas Consulting. As a creator and 2 times Inc. 5000 CEO, my number 1 weekly priority now is alignment. Making sure every piece of what we're building, from content to community to partnerships, aligns with our purpose, helping people create a life and business they love. My top 3 weekly priorities: purpose-driven strategy. I start each week reviewing our goals and asking, does this move the mission forward? Serving the community. I make space to serve before selling on social, coaching creators, and curating experiences. That's where the real trust and transformation happens. Storytelling that converts. I share stories, behind the scenes, and value-packed content that resonates deeply. People don't buy programs, they buy relationships and results. When I started as a CEO, I thought hustle was the secret. Now I know that clarity, connection, and consistency build something meaningful and sustainable. As a creator and CEO, my number 1 priority now is to ensure that my work is impactful and meaningful, both for my clients and my audience. Claudia Scheffler-Perrone, CEO, coach for Killer Press. Over the years, my focus has evolved from building a broad online presence to delivering deeply transformational experiences. I've learned that real impact doesn't come from being everywhere. It comes from showing up with intention. Now I prioritize connection and create tailored, values-aligned content that reflects who I am and the changes I want to make. The goal is no longer for visibility's sake, it's impact with integrity. We're not in the business of just movement, we're in the business of meaning. Danielle Betty, the Director of National Marketing for Studio 3. The choices you make today, from the toys your child plays with to the experiences you expose them to, have a lasting impact on their development. Mona Hovaisi, the founder and CEO of GAU, I believe, GAUX. Our focus at GAU is on intentional travel-based learning, encouraging curiosity and resilience through hands-on real-world environments. Research shows that it's far more beneficial than passive screen-based alternatives. You don't have to travel the globe to spark growth. It's about choosing toys, experiences, and routines that nurture imagination and social skills in everyday life. For parents and creators alike, invest in meaningful, stimulating environments, builds a foundation for lifelong learning. My number 1 priority is ensuring that educational toys and products we design meet the evolving needs of both children and parents. Justin Abrams, the founder and CEO of REO Consulting Group. This priority has shifted over the past year. Early on, my focus was launching the business and building the product lineup. Today, I prioritize continuous improvement, refining based on real feedback, and ensuring every toy we design supports children's learning through safe, interactive play. My top 3 weekly priorities include product safety. Parents trust us, so safety is non-negotiable. I ensure every material and feature is age-appropriate and thoroughly vetted. Educational impact. Each toy is designed to support cognitive, emotional, and social development, learning through hands-on play, not screens. Number 3, travel-based learning integration. I champion screen-free exploration, building sensory activities and real-world learning into product design. As a new CEO, I was once chasing exposure and reach. Now I'm laser focused on creating meaningful, safe, and growth-centered experiences. Real learning comes from real interaction, whether it's a toy, a travel experience, or the conversations they spark. Advice to parents and creators: what you design and how you deliver it shapes lives. The most lasting success comes from building wellness with purpose and balance. You didn't start your creator business to burn out. These creators remind us that rest, boundaries, and wellness aren't luxuries. They're part of the business plan. Dari Alabdulhadi, the CTO and founder of You by Germany, says the team allows me to focus on what I can do best. For aspiring creators, prioritize what truly matters. Protect your energy and stay connected to your community. Break every 90 minutes. Your brain will thank you. Andrew Dunn, Vice President of Marketing, Zentro Internet. I started implementing mandatory breaks every 90 minutes, and it's dramatically improved both my work quality and mental well-being. It's simple, but it works. Don't push through the fatigue. Pause, reset, and come back sharper. No Screen Sundays changed my creator flow. Lori Leonard, Chief Medical Officer, Mindset and Body Reset. I schedule breaks like I do meetings. If I don't take time to pause, my content feels forced. Your nervous system needs space to thrive, and so does your business. As a healthcare provider who became a content creator, I learned that protecting your mental energy is just as important as creating content. I started blocking off no screen Sundays and daily meditation breaks, which actually helps me produce better quality work and maintain my enthusiasm. When I skipped these breaks, I noticed my content felt forced and my anxiety increased, so I now treat these wellness practices as non-negotiable parts of my creator routine. Sharpen the saw before you burn out. Joaquin Calvo, the director of Comligo Spanish. I used to let work take over every hour. Now I literally block off recharge time in my calendar. If you don't make time to reset, burnout will creep in before you know it. Like the saying goes, if you don't take time to sharpen the saw, you won't get very far cutting wood. Mental health is a business strategy. Aja Chavez, the executive director for Mission Prep Healthcare. I used to answer emails at 11 p.m. until I burned out. Now I stop work at 8 p.m., no exceptions. That boundary restored my creativity and drive. Kimba Williams, the CEO and co-founder of Couché, says, now I spend at least 4 hours every week personally reviewing customer testimonials and meeting with our product development team to ensure we're truly solving women's everyday health challenges. Being a CEO of a women's wellness brand, I've learned that my top priority now is deeply understanding our customer feedback and ensuring it and using it to improve our products, something I wish I'd focused on more when starting out. Last year, I was caught up in expansion plans, but now I've shifted towards product impact and long-term trust. It's not just about scaling, it's about solving real health problems that matter. Derek Pankev, the CEO and founder of listening.com, says energy is the leading indicator. If the team feels energized, ambitious, and safe to stretch themselves, good things tend to compound naturally. When I first became a CEO, my top priority was honestly just keeping the plane in the air. Cash flow, survival, hiring, patching leaks. It was 90% reactive, 10% strategic. Every week was basically firefighting. Now my top 3 priorities are setting the emotional tempo. I check the emotional weather every week. How does the team feel? Are they safe, ambitious, energized? Strategy fails without spirit. Number 2, ruthless subtraction. Every week I ask, what should we kill? Meetings, features, internal stories. We strip away the excess to stay fast and focused. Number 3, protecting strategic patience. I actively guard the space for long-term thinking. Not every decision has to serve next week. Some must serve next year. A year ago, I was playing defense against collabs. Now I'm playing offense with the long game in mind, building a company that stays alive because it's alive internally, not just externally. When I first became a CEO, my top priority was honestly just keeping the plane in the air. Cash flow, survival, hiring, patching leaks. It felt 90% reactive, 10% strategic. Every week was basically firefighting wrapped in slightly nicer words. Fast forward to now, my weekly priorities have shifted hard. I'd break it down into 3, setting the emotional tempo. Most founders assess over setting OKRs or strategy, but honestly, energy is the leading indicator. If The team feels energized, ambitious, and safe to stretch themselves. Good things tend to compound naturally. If they feel burnt out or aimless, no amount of strategy will save you. So now every week I ask, how's the emotional weather around me, and what's one small thing I can do to make it sunnier? Number 2, ruthless abstraction. Earlier, I thought my job was to add features, add ideas, add initiatives. Now, every week, I spend serious time asking, what should we kill, whether it's features, meetings, processes, or even internal stories we tell ourselves? Subtraction is where clarity lives. It's how we stay fast when we should be drowning in complexity by now. Number 3, protecting strategic patience. In startup life, there's this constant hum of impatience, like you're one missed week away from losing the whole race. It's both intoxicating and exhausting. Now my job is to actively protect the patience needed to build foundational things the right way, even when short-term pressure screams otherwise. Every week I make sure at least a few decisions prioritize what's right in a year over what looks good next week. If I had to sum it up, a year ago, I was playing defense against collapse. Now I'm playing offense with the long game in mind. Building a company that stays alive because it's alive internally, not just externally. Mary M. Abid, the founder of Beautyholic, says, my number one weekly priority now as a creator and CEO is intentional visibility, showing up authentically through my blog, social content, and aligned collaborations. My top 3 priorities are number 1, creating soulful, impactful content that blends value with my personal charm. Number 2, engaging with my audience consciously. That means replying to DMs, emails, and comments 3 times a week to establish a genuine connection and trust. Number 3, staying energetically aligned and making sure I feel calm, confident, and focused without burning out. I balance creative flow with practical action, and it lets me enjoy my work and still get big results. My number 1 priority right now is maintaining alignment between my values, business growth, and the wellness of my team. Taylor Kennedy, a wellness expert and entrepreneur. As my business continues to scale, ensuring Holistic 360 stays rooted in authenticity and purpose has become essential. A year ago, I was focused on mechanics, growth, expansion, logistics. Now I prioritize alignment, refining systems while protecting the soul of the brand. My top 3 weekly priorities include empowering my marketing team, delegation, mentorship, and growing internal leadership. Helps keep the brand strong without losing direction. 2, innovation and wellness and beauty. I bridge ancient practices like Ayurveda with modern science to provide real value and stay ahead in competitive space. 3, community engagement and education. From live events to digital courses, I make space to teach, connect, and empower from the inside out. My number 1 weekly priority now in 2025 is ensuring every retreat center we list meets our safety and authenticity standards. Chris Brewer, the managing director with Best Retreats. This means personally overseeing the vetting process, checking certifications, calling shamans, and sometimes visiting centers myself. I do this because trust is everything in the wellness space. One bad experience can tank our reputation. A year ago, my focus was more on growth, adding as many retreats as possible to scale fast, but I learned the hard way after a center in Brazil slipped through with fake credentials and a guest had a rough time. Now quality trumps quantity every time. Top 3 priorities include 1, build trust through transparency, share your process. I openly talk about our vetting struggles so our community sees our values in action. 2, lean into your unique advantage. For me, it's the boots on the ground creation that sets us apart and creates credibility. 3, protect time for deep work. I block mornings for strategies. Early on, I let email and noise take over. Focus time fuels big picture growth. These keep you grounded, distinctive, and moving forward in a crowded creator space. My number 1 priority each week is creating an experience where patients feel seen, safe, and truly cared for. Neda Hovaizi, the business owner and dentist for Lumiere Dental Spa. When I launched Lumiere Dental Spa, I envisioned a space that erased the fear associated with dental visits, a sanctuary where clinical excellence meets genuine compassion. Today, that vision drives everything I do, from overseeing our spa-like environment to personally crafting small makeovers that restore both aesthetics and confidence. This year, my top 3 priorities evolved in what I call the Lumiere Care Triangle. Number 1, patient experience. Number 2, clinical precision. Number 3, team empowerment. With patient experience, every guest walks into a serene, welcoming space where their concerns are heard and their goals are prioritized. One patient who avoided dental care for over a decade now smiles radiantly after a full veneer treatment. She called it life-changing. Clinical precision, from simple cleanings to complex implants, excellence is non-negotiable. We use tech like digital smile design to ensure precision and comfort. One patient told us after her crown and whitening, "I never imagined I could enjoy going to the dentist." Team empowerment. I meet with each team member weekly, not just to review workflows, but to celebrate their wins and growth. A valued team creates extraordinary care. Compared to when I started, I now see leadership not just as running a practice, but as shaping an environment where trust, beauty, and well-being thrive. To creators building something meaningful, your consistency and values is what earns both loyalty and love. Vincent Fazio, the president of Forest Logistics, said priority is to take care of our employees, ensuring they feel valued, heard, and have the support they need to be successful. Creating a strong internal culture leads to high-performing teams who care deeply about your business, your customers, and your partners. For us, that isn't just a nice to have, it's the heart of how we operate. It's always been our top priority and always will be. Lauren Hammer, the founder and lead organizer of Revive My Spaces, says, "My top weekly priority now is staying close to the emotional lives of our clients, how clutter is actually making them feel and how it's affecting their daily routines. A year ago, I was laser focused on perfecting systems, how we sorted, labeled, and optimized every inch. That still matters, but now I lead with empathy. No container or color-coded bin matters if someone feels overwhelmed, ashamed, or exhausted. Today, every project starts with their story, not their stuff." Top 3 weekly priorities. Number 1, client emotion and empathy. I listen before I lift. Clutter isn't just mess. It's often tied to grief, trauma, or burnout. We're here to restore peace, not just order. Number 2, team mentorship. I coach my team weekly on not just organizing techniques, but on how to build trust in emotionally complex environments. Every home teaches us something new. Number 3, community and visibility. Through partnerships, Instagram and tours, I show what's possible. A mom of 3 recently said, "I don't dread walking into the playroom anymore." That's transformation beyond the surface. What shifted most since I began? I no longer see clutter as a pile to clean. It's a symptom. And when we treat the root, we help people reclaim their homes, their time, and their peace. My number 1 priority each week is making sure our programs are still working for real people, not just on paper. Paul Rossioli, chiropractic physician and owner for Rehab to Wellness. As a creator and CEO, my focus has shifted from building systems to refining care that actually transforms lives. Our plans must meet people where they are, physically, emotionally, and mental. That means ongoing feedback loops with our team and our clients. My top 3 weekly priorities now include: number 1, staying connected to outcomes. I personally review client progress each week because our credibility rests on results. Walking longer, hurting less, enjoying life more. Number 2, lead with compassion. Whether it's a late night call or a simple check-in with staff, people need to know they're seen and supported. Number 3, protect standards of care. Even as we grow, we don't cut corners. Every decision is grounded in safety, customization, and soul. A year ago, I was proving our model. Now I'm preserving what makes it work as we scale. One patient told me, "You helped me feel like I had a future again. That's why I do what I do." Starting out and momentum. Treat your creativity like a passport. It's only powerful when you use it. Alex Viteshka Gassior, the founder of Rome and Thrive. I was waiting for the perfect time, but momentum is magic. Start with what you have. Start from where you are. You don't need to go far to have something meaningful to say. You just need to start documenting your world with intention. Start sooner, move quicker, learn as you go. Doreen Nunez, the founder of Mommy Room. I waited too long because I thought everything had to be perfect, but clarity comes through action. Your audience grows with you. Your confidence does too. Patrick Tyndall, an author, artist, and content creator, says, "Don't trap yourself in a box you built too early." When I started creating, I thought I had to have everything figured out. My niche, my voice, my style, but growth as a creator is messy, non-linear, and deeply personal. Your interests will shift, your audience might change, and that's okay. The sooner you give yourself permission to experiment, fail, and pivot without guilt, the more sustainable your journey becomes. Whether it's for passion, profit, or both, let it evolve. The path of a creator isn't always a straight line. And that's where the magic happens. Bruce Fisher, owner, Hawaii Aloha Travel. If I could whisper one piece of advice to my younger self, it would be this: don't be afraid of the unexpected turns in the road. You might start with a clear vision, but the detours often hold the most beauty. Unexpected opportunities, surprising connections, or a sudden spark of inspiration may take you somewhere completely new. Embrace it. These shifts may shape your journey in ways you couldn't have imagined. Be open to learning, adapting, and pivoting. The magic often lives in the mess. Treat consistency like a relationship, not a punishment. Julian Knox, marketing and PR coordinator, web search optimization. Here's the tip I wish I'd known on day one. I thought success meant grinding nonstop and showing up perfectly every day. That mindset burned me out fast. What actually worked? Building a rhythm I could enjoy, posting weekly instead of daily, batch creating on high energy days, and giving myself grace when life got messy. Consistency isn't about being a robot. It's about showing up often enough to stay connected with your audience and yourself. You're building something with your audience, not just for them. Keep it sustainable and you'll keep it alive. Alexander Liebisch, founder, Tinder profile. Not every good idea needs to be pursued right away. I tried to launch 3 projects at once and burned out. Focus wins. Pick the most promising idea. Pour into that until it's stable. Do one thing well before you expand. Looking back at my journey from EasyTutor to TinderProfile.ai, I wish I'd known that not every good idea needs to be pursued right away. I once spread myself too thin trying to launch 3 projects simultaneously, but focusing on one venture at a time actually led to better results. My suggestion is to pick your most promising idea, give it your full attention until it's stable, then consider expanding. It's easier to do one thing well than 3 things poorly. Doreen Nunez, the founder and creative director of Mommy Room, says, I thought I needed everything figured out before going public, but the reality is your audience grows with you and you learn the most through action and the direct feedback as a result of that action. If I had started sharing and building in real time, not only would my community have grown faster, but so would my confidence and clarity as a creator. Arvind Rangala, the CEO of Ed Stellar, says clarity is more valuable than perfection. I used to delay publishing because I wanted everything flawless, but speed of delivery and connection matter more. Clear, helpful content creates trust. Action creates momentum. Juan Cava, the co-founder of Cash for Your Home, says start small, learn fast, grow intentionally. My wife and I started with the pink tiled fixer-upper. It was chaos, but also our best teacher. We didn't wait for the perfect deal. We dove in, learned, and scaled. That's how real growth begins. Brooks Humphreys, the founder of 614 Homebuyers. Start collecting data, but don't wait for it to be perfect. Some of my best decisions came from experience, not spreadsheets. Use the info you have. Take the step. You'll adjust along the way. Barry L. Smith, founder and CEO of HomeSmith. Stay flexible and always keep learning. I wish I'd known earlier that market conditions constantly change and flexibility is non-negotiable. When the housing market crashed in '08, I had to completely reinvent my strategy. That taught me to always have multiple approaches ready. Now I dedicate at least 2 hours weekly to learning new trends and tools, even if they don't seem relevant yet, because later they usually are. Mark Tyndall, an author, artist, and content creator, says, as a creator, my number one weekly priority right now is staying true to my creative vision while keeping things moving forward. There's so much noise on social media, so if I'm not clear why I'm creating and who I'm creating for, it's easy to lose focus. My top 3 priorities include number 1, showing up consistently, even if the content isn't perfect. I focus on staying visible and active. A year ago, I was stressing over making everything polished. Now I care more about building momentum. Number 2, connecting with my audience, replying to comments, DMs, and having real interactions. When I first started, I was obsessed with follower accounts, but now I see that the real magic comes from community and trust. Number 3, staying strategic, making sure the projects and partnerships I take on fit my long-term goals. Early on, I said yes to almost everything. Now I'm more careful about where I put my time and energy. For any creators reading this or listening to this, your priorities will shift as you grow, but staying clear, consistent, and connected will always take you further. Volen Volkov, the co-founder of Enhance, says my number one priority each week as a creator and CEO is making sure I set aside protected time for creative thinking and deep work. In the early days, I was constantly reacting, running between meetings, emails, and urgent tasks. But over time, I learned the real breakthroughs don't happen in chaos, they happen in stillness. Now I block off time like it's a non negotiable meeting. No distractions, no multitasking, just space to think, sketch, and explore ideas without pressure. Whether it's refining a project or letting new ones emerge, this window of focus fuels my best work and keeps me energized throughout the week. Advice for creators: don't wait for inspiration to strike, make space for it. Nathan Bars, a financial advisor and management expert and founder and CEO of DocVA, says everything is in terms of alignment and momentum. Each week, I focus on clarity, making sure the team knows exactly what we're working toward. Without shared vision, even the best ideas fall flat. That means open communication, consistent connection, and keeping our goals sharp. When I started, I did almost everything myself, but true progress came when I empowered others to own their roles fully. Now my priority is cultivating an environment where my team and our greater community of supporters and collaborators may thrive. Leadership isn't just doing, it's creating space for others to rise. For both seasoned and aspired creators, remember, progress happens not just in what you build, but in how you lead and uplift those building with you. George Knatz, the owner of George's Floofing Friends, says my top weekly priority right now is making sure our walking schedule runs like clockwork, every walk on time and every pup cared for like our own. A year ago, I was juggling the walks myself, learning each pet's quirks and every block's rhythm. Now, with a trusted team and a growing client list, I focus on system optimization, route efficiency, safety plans, and ensuring our walkers are prepped and supported. Second, neighborhood communication. Clients aren't just hiring a dog walker, they're trusting someone with their pets during their busiest hours. Regular photo updates, transparency around weather delays, and availability are what build that trust. Camila, a nurse, once told us, I can finally sleep through my shifts without worrying about Luna. That stuck with me. Third is team training and culture. Beyond certifications and safety, we coach our walkers to read dog behavior, manage multi-dog routes, and navigate urban parks with care and confidence. It's about empathy and local knowledge because we are locals. When I started George's Floofing Friends, my biggest worry was earning trust. Now it's building something families count on. Our mission is simple: bridge pet care with real life and do it with consistency, compassion, authenticity, and engagement. People don't connect with perfect, they connect with real. These creators show how showing up as their full selves became the most powerful strategy for impact, growth, and trust. Sebastian Garrido, the digital marketing manager for Vibe Adventures, says be yourself and share your own stories. In a world of AI and templates, your voice, your story is your superpower. Your experiences, your humor, your lens, only you can tell your story the way it deserves to be told. Beth Forrester, the CEO of Animoto, says don't sell yourself short. Price your creative energy with confidence. Creators often underprice because they measure value by what they'd pay. But clients come to you because they can't do what you do. Your skill, your vision, your time is worth more than you think. Don't price your work based on what you would pay. Pricing your creative services is tricky. It's personal, and we often let our own doubts or financial lens cloud our decisions. But here's the advice I always give other photographers when I was mentoring them. Don't price your work based on what you would pay. You have the vision, technique, and expertise to create something your client cannot. If they could do it themselves, they wouldn't be hiring you. Whether you're crafting a video, capturing a story through a lens, or designing a brand, you're solving a problem they can't solve alone. That has real value. When you measure your worth by what you would spend someone who understands the process and tools, you risk underpricing your work because what's easy for you is often impossible for your client. So price with confidence. You're not just charging for the end result. You're charging for the years of experience, perspective, and skill it took you to get there. And when you do, you also help raise the bar for the whole creator economy. Kimbo Williams, the CEO and co-founder of Cachet, says authenticity beats perfection every time. Our most viral content, behind the scenes videos of our team testing products. No filters, just real conversations about women's health. When you show the journey, people feel part of it. I learned that authenticity matters more than perfection when connecting with your audience. I used to stress about polished social media posts, but our most engaging content came from casual behind the scenes videos showing our team testing products and discussing women's health openly. My advice is to share your genuine journey, the struggles and the small wins included, because that's what truly resonates with people. Tony Norman, the senior marketing manager with Ting Dean Residential Parks. I apologize if I mispronounced that. It's Tingdene. Your lifestyle is the asset, so sell it with your life. I used to post stock photos. Now I post real moments. A resident walking to the clubhouse in slippers doubled conversions. Show the real life. That's what people trust. Mark Spivak, the founder of Comprehensive Pet Therapy, says your story, struggles and all, is what people relate to most. I shared challenges I had training an aggressive Belgian Malinois, and it sparked the most authentic conversations our community had ever seen. Don't be afraid to be human. It's your strength. My number one weekly priority is building momentum. Every week we must either launch, improve, or scale something. Max Hauer, the founder and CEO of GoFlow. Top 3 priorities. Number 1, driving measurable growth. Progress is tracked weekly and tied to KPIs that move the business forward. Number 2, staying close to customers. Their feedback shapes priorities and product direction in real time. Number 3, keeping the team sharply aligned around the mission. Everyone must be clear on what matters most and why. Without momentum, even the best plans die. It's not about being perfect. It's about making sure something is always moving forward. Alex Janowski, head of product and engineering and Enhance, says every week my main priority is protecting time for deep creative work. In the early days, I let meetings and urgent requests dominate my calendar, thinking availability equaled leadership. But I soon realized my best ideas and solutions to our biggest challenges only surfaced when I had space to think and create without interruption. Now I block off dedicated hours, turn off notifications, and enter deep work mode. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. That protected time fuels the concepts and innovations that move the needle. Advice to creators and CEOs: defend your creative space. Your best work won't happen in chaos. It happens in clarity. Everything else can wait. Strategy and creative flow. Creating content isn't about doing more, it's about doing it smarter. These creators share how they stopped chasing perfection and started building momentum with systems, simplicity, and intention. Mariana Montez, a travel writer with Vibe Adventures, says start showing your process, even if it's messy. In an AI world, your unique story and point of view are what stand out. Share what you're learning, what excites you, what makes you human. That's what connects. As someone who's been writing travel, wellness, community, culture, and food articles for years, the one tip I'd give my younger self is be yourself and share your own stories. In an AI world, you alone have your angle, your voice, and only you can tell your story. No matter if you're in the space of travel, marketing, lifestyle, or any other creative industry, you are writing from experience and adding your personal flavor. This is what makes your content real and relatable. I found that writing as if I'm talking to a friend, sharing honest reactions to that hidden beach in Portugal or that life-changing cooking class in Thailand, resonates far more than generic descriptions ever could. Readers may sense when you're being real and they connect with that humanity. That said, don't view AI as the enemy. I use it to brainstorm article angles, generate title ideas, and even spark inspiration when I'm stuck. I always make sure to infuse my personal touch, observations, and emotions into everything I create. The magic happens in that blend of efficiency and authenticity. Don't be afraid to put your true thoughts and feelings out there. The right words will eventually find their way to the right people. Your unique voice matters. Dimitri Zopnin, the managing director of the House of Enki, says don't market your product, market how it feels to own it. People don't buy taps for water pressure, they buy them for what they look like in selfies. When we stopped using spec sheets and started posting real kitchens with our products, everything changed. One viral photo of a gold tap in sunlight sold 400 units. So here's the tip: stop pitching like a catalog, start documenting like a homeowner. Let your buyers sell it for you. Just make sure the product looks incredible when they do. Or Moshe, the founder of Tivelo, says let your content solve real problems, not just look good. I built content by documenting my own journey building a SaaS business that honestly resonated way more than trending topics. Real wins and struggles build trust. Justin Malden, the founder of Salient PR, says every Monday I now block 2 hours for creative brainstorming with my remote team and review our deliverables impacts. I used to be obsessed with client quantity, more accounts, more hustle, more noise. But over time, I realized that the real differentiator is creative energy and storytelling excellence. Now I prioritize quality over volume. The 2-hour weekly window helps us stay aligned as a team, sharpen our messaging, and ensure that every deliverable reflects the heart of our brand and the clients we serve. This shift has kept the work meaningful and the results more powerful. Sahil Gandhi, a brand strategist and brand professor, says your priorities shift the moment you stop creating just for output and start building with intention. As a creator and CEO today, my top 3 weekly priorities are clarity over content. I spend more time defining what not to say than rushing to post. A year ago, I focused on volume. Now I prioritize signal. One thoughtful post that attracts the right client is more valuable than 5 generic ones. Audience conversations, not assumptions. I block time weekly to reply to DMs, read comments, and take one-on-one calls. Real language from real people has shaped 90% of the content ideas I execute now. Protecting deep work time, no meetings before noon. That's when strategy, writing, and original thinking happens. Without this, I'm just reacting all day.